प्रविश्यमवाचमिमां प्रसुप्तां सञ्जीविगत्तिकलशक्तिधरस्वधाम्ना ज्ञांश्च हस्तचरणश्रवणत्वकादीन् प्राणान् नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यं गुरुं हि श्रियं सत्यः प्रज्ञाभक्तिविनीतयः दीप्तिश्चाभिवृता नित्यं तं गुरुं प्रणमाम्यहम् सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्. Start with 60. क्रोधस्थो यहृतः श्रमेण पथिकः छायां तरोर्वृष्टितो भीतस्वस्थगृहं गृहस्थमतिथिः दीनः प्रभुं धार्मिकम् दीपं सन्तमसाकुलश्च शिखिनं शीतावृतस्त्वं तथा चेतः सर्वभयावहं व्रजसुखं शम्भोः पदाम्भोरुहम् अङ्कोलं निजबीजसन्ततिरयस्कान्तोपलं सूचिका साध्वी नैजविभुं लताक्षितिरुहं सिन्धुः सरिद्वल्लभम् प्राप्नोतीह यथा तथा पशुपतेः पादारविन्दद्वयम् चेतो वृत्तिरुपेत्य तिष्ठति सदा सा भक्तिरित्युच्यते आनन्दाश्रुभिरातनोति पुलकम् नैर्मल्यतश्चादनम् वाचा शङ्खमुखे स्थितैश्च जठरा पूर्तिं चरित्रामृतैः रुद्राक्षैर्भजितेन देववपुषः रक्षां भवद्भावना पर्यङ्के विनिवेश्य भक्तिजननी भक्तार्भकं रक्षति मार्गावर्तितपादुका पशुपतेः अङ्गस्य कूर्चायते गण्डूषाम्बुनिषेचनं पुररिपोः दिव्याभिषेकायते किञ्चिद्भक्षितमांसशेषकबलं नव्योपहारायते भक्तिः किन्न करोत्यहो वनचरः भक्तावतंसायते वक्षस्तारणसञ्चतकस्य कठिनापस्मारसम्मर्दनम् भूभृत्पर्यटनं नमः सुरशिरः कोटीरसङ्घर्षणम् कर्मेदं मृदुलस्य तावकपदद्वन्द्वस्य किं वोचितम् मच्चेतो मणिपादुका विहरणम् शम्भो सदाङ्गीकुरु. So we saw the definition of bhakti in 61. Then bhaktarbhakam rakshati. So ka rakshati bhakti janani. Bhakti janani bhaktarbhakam rakshati. So by putting the child on her lap, she protects. Then we had the interesting episode of Kannappa Nayanar in verse 63. 64 had a few episodes which we saw in the last class, and he says that your paduka is so soft and it cannot take these kind of hardships. So please take my chetaha as mani paduka, and then you keep That's what he was saying. Now the verse that we are going to see, 65, once again starts with the same word as verse 64 begins. But it is a different kind of a thing. We will read the verse now. Vakshastadana shankaya vichalitaha Vakshastadana shankaya vichalitaha Vakshastadana shankaya vichalitaha Vaivasvato nirjaraha Vaivasvato nirjaraha Vaivasvato nirjaraha Kotirojjvalaratnadipakalikam Kotirojjvalaratnadipakalikam Kotirojjvalaratnadipakalika nirajanam kurvate Nirajanam kurvate Nirajanam kurvate Drishtva muktivadhuhu Drishtva muktivadhuhu Drishtva muktivadhuhu Tanoti nibhritash Shlesham bhavani pate Tanoti nibhritash Shlesham bhavani pate Tanoti nibhritash Shlesham bhavani pate Yachehetastava pada padma bhajanam Yachehetastava pada padma bhajanam Yachehetastava pada padma bhajanam Tasyeha kim durlabham Tasyeha kim durlabham Tasyeha kim durlabham Tasyeha kim durlabham. So what is difficult for that person? Tasya iha kim durlabham. Atta kim durlabham sya. Kimapi na durlabham. So that is the idea that he wants to convey. Kasya. So therefore, we have to understand for whom he is talking about. Yachehetastava pada padma bhajanam. So this is not very straightforward. Yachetaha tava pada padma bhajanam tasya. So it looks like something has to be added here, right? Bhajanam is referring to a certain activity normally. Bhajanam. In fact, this is a very commonly employed word in the text on mathematics. Bhajanam means it refers to the process of division. Bhajyate. Bhajyate means that which is split. Bhajanam. But it is also more commonly heard word. So bhajanam refers to the act of singing the glory also. We have this phrase bhajana, bhajane in all languages. So bhajati is the word, and from that bhajanam comes. This is a lut pratyaya. Technically talking about, this is a lut pratyaya. This lut pratyaya actually can be either used in bhave or in karana. Karana also you can use lut pratyaya. Okay. Now if you take this bhave lut, it refers to the activity. Bhajanam means bhakaha. Bhajanam can also mean seva, serving. So this serving Ishvara, there also you can think of bhajanam. Now he says, Yachetaha tavapada padma bhajanam. So tavapada, suppose you take this word bhajanam to refer to the activity. Then that activity you have to say kurute. So yachetaha means yasya purushasya chetaha. Okay, yasya manushyasya chetaha. So yasya purushasya chetaha tava pada padma bhajanam. Then we should say kurute. Where do you supply from? It is not there in the verse. It is not there in the verse. But if you look at the second half of the verse, we have the second quarter of the verse, we have the word kurvate. Kurvate is a bahuvachanantam. Kurute, kurvate, kurvate. That is how the word is to be understood. But yachetaha tavapada padma bhajanam kurvate will not work. Okay? We have to do this ekavachana. But that is not uncommon in verses. Sometimes they use a certain kriyapada, and when you want to fit it in a bahuvachana, you use the bahuvachana. When you want to take it to ekavachana, you can take it to ekavachana. This is not something which is uncommon. Suppose you take this bhajanam to refer to the kriya, then you can supply this word kurute. So borrowing it from kurvate. Yachetaha tava pada padma bhajanam kurute means the one whose mind engages in the activity of tava pada padma bhajanam. In fact, if you see that entire verse, verse 60 which we started with, see, chetas sarvabhayapaham vrajasukham shambho padambhoruham. It says, no? Chetaha sarvabhayapaham vrajasukham shambho padambhoruham. So he says, oh my mind, so please engage. And once you say that, so assume that your mind has engaged, you have addressed your mind repeatedly, and it has picked up the samskara, and it is doing this pada padma bhajanam. But every activity it is able to think of Ishvara's grace. Let us assume. So that person, tava pada padma bhajanam kurute. In fact, even Bhagavad Gita, so we have this. So we have ma manusmara yudhyacha. This is statement we find. See, yudhyacha means may you engage. Engage in battle is just in that context. Otherwise, any activity, yudhyacha, should be taken as upalakshana. So, ma manusmara yudhyacha means any activity that you commence, you pray to Ishvara. So, may it be having successful completion. So, this is ma manusmara yudhyacha. So, this is how we can take. Now, such an activity of recalling Ishvara in all your undertakings. Yachetaha tava pada padma bhajanam kurute. Okay? So before you commence, you think of Ishvara, and when the phala comes, you think of Ishvara. Assume that this happens. So for that person, so this verse says, where is the question now? Anything becoming difficult. See, tasyeha kim durlabham. Tasya kimapi durlabham na bhavati, sarvam sulabham bhavati. So this is the idea that he wants to convey. I will come to the other kind of a meaning shortly. Okay. So bhajanam, you can take it slightly differently. But as of now, you take bhajanam as a kriya, and that kriya which is associated with the chitta, so it exists in whichever person. Tasya purushasya iha kim durlabham, kimapi na durlabham bhavati. Before that, the first 3 quarters recount 3 different things. So it starts with vakshastadana shankaya vichalito vaivasvataha. There you have to give a pause. This nirjaraha should be taken later. Vakshastadana shankaya means, so Bhagavad Pada in the previous verse, so he was recalling the episode of Markandeya. So this Markandeya was supposed to be grabbed by Yama at a given particular time, and when Yama came and tried to grab him, so not listening to Parameshwara, he tried to pull him. So then Parameshwara seems to have kicked. Okay. Where did he kick? Hridaye, Vakshastadana. Shanka means doubt. Understand? Vakshastadana Shankaya means this Vaivasvataha. Who is Vaivasvataha? Vivasvataha Putra. Vivasvataha Apatyam. Apatyam. Vaivasvataha. So, who are the fellows who can be referred to? Vivasvataha Apatyam. So, Surya. Vivasman means Surya. So, he is supposed to have two sons. One is Yama, the other is Shani. Okay. Shani is also called Vivaswan. Okay. So, here Yama should be taken. Okay. And in fact, we have this Vaivasvataha. Is also the name of one of the Manus. You know, see, we in Sankalpa we say Swayambhuva Swarojisha Uttama Tamasa Raivata Chakshusha Keshu Shatsu Manushu Yati Keshu Saptame Vaivasvata Manvantare. Those who do this bit of a longish Sankalpa on Shravana Dina, so we use this. Not necessarily in all occasions. Okay, so they try to recount the long time. So it starts with Swayambhuva. Swayambhuva Swarojisha Uttama Tamasa Raivata Chakshushakheshu Shatsu Manushu Vyatiteshu. 6 Manus are over. And Saptame Vaivasvata Manvantare. Then we say Ashta Imshadidame Kaliyuge Prasame Pade dash dash dash, it goes on. Okay. Now this Manu is also called Vaivasvata. In fact, we have this, no? In Raghuvamsha itself we have Vaivasvato Manurnama Mananiyo Mani. You don't know? I repeat the verse. Vaivasvato Manurnama Manurnama Vaivasvato Manurnama Mananiyo Manishinam Mananiyo Manishinam Asin Mahikshita Madhyaha Asin Mahikshita Madhyaha Asin Mahikshita Madhyaha Adhyaha Pranavaschandasamiva Pranavaschandasamiva Pranavaschandasamiva. Nice verse right at the beginning in the first sarga we have. Vaivasvato Manun. When he wants to start describing the lineage, he says, so he is Suryavamsha. So Vaivasvato Manurnama Mananiyo Manishinam Asin Mahikshita Madhyaha Pranavaha Chandasam. Okay. So Pranavaha Chandasam. As if Pranava is the beginning of the letters. So too this Manu was there. This is how he brings in that name Vaivasvata. Okay. Saptama Manu is also called Vaivasvata. But here the word Vaivasvata means Yama. So Vakshastadana Shankaya Vichalito Vaivasvataha. Vichalitaha means Visheshataha Chalitaha. That fellow ran away. Okay. So ran away from this Purusha. From whom? Yachetaha Tavapada Padma Bhajanam Kurute. Okay. So Yasya Purushasya Chetaha Tavapada Padma Bhajanam Kurute. Tam Drishtva Vaivasvataha Vakshastadana Shankaya. Earlier I have got this kick from Parameshwara. So the person who is thinking of Parameshwara, I will not go near him. Okay? Vakshastadana Shankaya Vichalitaha. Once you receive something, then you will be definitely scared. So that is why we say danda is also very important. In fact, Artha Shastra talks of danda niti. Okay, so that is somehow gone today. I don't know. Anyway. Okay, Vakshastadana Shankaya Vichalita. Lalayet Panchavarshani.
Panchavarshani Tadayet.
Praptetu Shodase Varshe Putram Mitravad Apsati. Dasavarshani Tadayet. So that is very important. Okay. Vakshastadana Shankaya Vichalitaha Vaivasvataha. This is one description. The second description is Nirjaraha Kutihi Rojvala Ratna Deepa Kalika Nirajanam Kurvate. Okay. Now this word Nirjaraha is something which is famous. Where is it famous? Those who have studied a bit of Amarakosha, they will start with Devavarga. So they will say, Amara Nirjara Devas Tridasha Vibudha Suraha. That is how this. So Devavarga begins. Amaraha Nirjaraha Devaha Tridashaha Vibudhaha Suraha. They are synonyms. Okay. So there you can very easily see that Nirjaraha is a Bahuvachananta Shabda. Amaraha Nirjaraha Devaha Tridashaha Vibudhaha Suraha. This is how it goes. Each of the word has a different connotation. That also you have to understand. So when you say Amaraha means, so Marana Dharmaha Yeshan Nasti. Nirjaraha. Nirjaraha, how do you understand? Nirgata Jara Yebhyaha Taha. Okay. Nirgata Jara Yebhyaha Taha Nirjaraha. From whom the old age is gone. Okay. Which means they don't have. And that is why the other name also is meaningful. Tridashaha. They have only 3 stages of life. Understand? Jara is not. So Tridashaha. Now, this word Nirjaraha should be a Bahuvachananta Shabda. And that is evident not only from Amarakosha, it is also evident from Kurvate, Kurute, Kurvate, Kurvate. So when I was reading this, I had a bit of a doubt, okay, that it could be some Ekavachana. This is Jarasaha. What will be the form? 1-3. So what should be the 1 and 2 form? Like what?
Like
So like suppose Sakaranta, Nachiketaha, Nachiketaso, Nachiketasaha, something like that. So Jaras suppose you take Nirjaraha, Nirjaraso, Nirjatsaha, something like that you may think. But we have to understand that this is something which comes as, see, there is a sutra, okay, I will tell you. This comes as, what is that sutra? Okay. Jarayaha Jarasanyatarasyam is the sutra. Repeat.
Jarayaha Jaranyatarasyam.
Jarayaha Jarasu Anyatarasyam. Okay, this is the sutra. So this Jara, so will become Jaras. Under what conditions? Under what conditions? So this is to be understood. This will happen only when the vibhakti pratyaya happens to be beginning with a vowel, ajadi. If the vibhakti pratyaya happens to be ajadi, then you will have this form. So, su aujas. So there you will get, but not in the first. So nirjaraha. Okay. So this is what it is. So you can have, see, nirjaraha or nirjarasaha. Both forms are okay. If this anyatarasyam is not there, so that is only a possible form. If you don't take that form, then it will be simply like akaranta shabda, Rama shabda. Nirjaraha, nirjaro, nirjaraha. So this nirjaraha should not be taken as ekavachananta. I had a bit of a confusion. So nirjaraha, okay. So okay. Now nirjaraha, devaha, what do they do? Kotirojjvala ratna deepakalika nirajanam kurvate. Kotirojjvala ratna deepakalika nirajanam. So this is a beautiful description from the poetic viewpoint. Ujjvala means something which is shining, glowing. What is glowing? Ratna. Okay, the gems. Where are the gems? The gems that are studded in the crowns. Crowns of whom? Of the devas. Understand? So Kotirojjvala Ratna, and that Ratna is like a Deepa. Okay. So this Koti, so this is what is Rupaka here. Okay. So Deepa Kalika. This Kalika is a nice usage here. This Kalika has various meanings, but here it should be understood as a bud. See, the Deepa always looks like a bud, the flame of the Deepa. Understand? So the flame of the Deepa looks like a bud. Now this Ujjvala Ratna is like Deepa Kalika. So and what happens is, so all these devas, so imagine in your mind that the devas are just falling at the feet and then rising, falling at the feet and then rising. So this is just like the Deeparadhana. Understand? So these people will take the Deepa above and below. So similarly, so one by one, so we have the queue of devas with Kirita doing this namanam. So that is why he is describing this as a nirajanam kurvate. Nirjaraha kotirojjvala ratna deepakalika nirajanam kurvate. Deepakalikaabhihi nirajanam kurvate. Then we have the third quarter of the verse describing another thing. It says, Drishtva mukti vadhuhu tanoti nibhrita shlesham bhavani pate. Hey Bhavani pate. Drishtva. Drishtva means having seen. So Drishtva, by whom and what. So this is where we have to understand it a little more carefully. Drishtva mukti vadhuhu tanoti nibhrita shlesham bhavani pate. Now one can understand this third quarter without getting into the other two. First now we will understand that. What does it say? Having seen mukti vadhuhu. Again a beautiful rupaka. So mukti is a strilinga shabda. Vadhuhu. So Mukti Vadhuhu Nibhritashlesham Tanoti. Okay. Nibhritashlesham means tightly embraces this flow. Okay. Mukti Vadhuhu Tanoti Nibhritashlesham. Kasya Nibhritashlesham Tanoti. So Yacchetaha Tavapada Padma Bhajanam Kurute Tasya. Okay. So this is how we have to understand. So means, so this Mukti Vadhu, okay, that she will come and automatically embrace this person. Now why is this Drishtva coming? Drishtva. Now this Mukti could be understood as Mukti from any of the difficulties. Therefore, that last part of the verse, Tasyeha Kim Durlabham, okay, everything becomes easy. Okay, so which means, so he is not facing any kind of hurdles anywhere in the life. Without hurdle means Dukha Bhavaha is always. So in the state of happiness, and therefore Mukti, you can take it as Mukti, free from all kinds of Dukha. Okay, Sukham and Dukha Bhava are Swatah Purusharthas. Now that is what is obtained by this person. This is what he is trying to communicate. Now Drishtva means you can just take this Mukti Vadhuhu Drishtva. What does this Mukti Vadhu see? So you can take the first two quarters as something which is done by Parameshwara and this Mukti Vadhu is seeing. Okay? Mukti Vadhu is seeing, and having seen that, see, Parameshwara kicked off Vaivasvata. Okay? So all people are ultimately, it is the Marana Bhayam. One may say that I don't have Bhaya etc. of Marana. But when it comes to, suppose, so you should just think of yourself in the plane. Suddenly the plane starts vibrating. So then you should, you need not even be in plane. It is in a train. Think of that. Or suppose you are in a place where fire is suddenly there. So you don't just like walk. If I am going, I am going. You will not be safe. Without yourself knowing, you will start running. Why? It is somewhat Marana Bhayam. What will happen? Jiva will go. So we may say, but Marana Bhayam is the ultimate Bhayam that we have. Anyway, now here, this Marana Bhayasya Hetu Bhutaha Yama. Okay? That fellow is being knocked off by Parameshwara. Right? So this Mukti Vadhu sees this. Okay? So then, that Parameshwara is held by this person in his heart. Okay? And therefore let us go and embrace him, so that we are also saved. Okay? So that is the idea, Mukti Vadhu. Not only that, okay, all the Devas are falling at, earlier also we had this description. Even in the previous verse he said, no, Namat Surashirah Kotira Sangharshanam. Namat Surashirah Kotira Sangharshanam. So all the Devas are falling at his feet. So this Hala Hala Vishake, everyone fell. Right? So all the Devas, all the Kritas are at his feet. So Mukti Vadhu saw. So that Parameshwara has been held by this, locked by this fellow in his heart. And therefore the best person to embrace is this person. Okay? This is how you can understand the verse. There is another way of understanding this. You need not necessarily attribute the first half of the verse to Parameshwara. You can say that this person himself, okay, all the three can be associated with the Bhakta itself. So looking at the bhakta, you understand? Yacchetaha tava pada padma bhajanam kurute vaivasvataha tam drishtva vichalitaha vakshastadana shankaya. Okay? So tam drishtva, tam bhaktam drishtva vichalitaha vaivasvataha. The second thing is also, see, nirjaraha nirajanam kurvate. In fact, we have even this Atmajnani, this Bhakta, ultimately, so the state of Bhakta and Jnani are going to be one and the same. So if we take it that way, then we have even this, see, we have in Mundaka Upanishad, we have a description. Yam yam lokam manasasam vibhati vishuddha sattvaha kurute yamscha kaman tam tam lokam jayate tamscha kaman. So this is how the mantra goes. Tam tam lokam jayate means he has absolutely nothing which is difficult for him. Okay? So in whose mind this Parameshvara has permanently lodged. So even the Devas, in fact, we have no Tasyaha na devascha na bhutya ishata atma heshagna bhavati. Brihadaranyaka. So Brihadaranyaka, we have Tasyaha na devascha na bhutya ishate atma hesham sabhavati. Tasyaha na devascha na bhutya ishate. So that is the kind of thing. So to this person, to this bhakta, all the devas come. See, assume that so different things are achieved by you by the prasada of various devatas. Now for him, tasyeha kim durlabham. All the devas, this is a metaphorical, poetic way of saying. So they come and prostrate, means they come and say, please, whatever you want, we give you. Okay. So that is the idea. So all the three can be taken to be describing the bhakta itself. Now there is another thing that I wanted to convey here. If you just take the word bhajanam by doing the karanavyutpatti, then you need not even do the adhyahara of kridhatu. Okay. So karane lutu suppose you put, then how will this be? Bhajati, okay, yena, okay, tad bhajanam. Suppose you say that, okay. So yena bhajati tad bhajanam means that chittam, okay. So here pada padma bhajanam, okay. So yacchetaha tava pada padma bhajanam means, so it is totally engaged. Okay. So yacchetaha, understand? So the chetaha of which Purusha has the proclivity to go. Okay. So it is totally into that. So we don't need to do this adhyahara. If you do bhava vitpatti, you may have to do this. If you do this karana vitpatti, then tasya, you can just take the meaning as it is. So then also you will be able to fit in, okay, the whole thing. So yacchetas tavapada patma bhajanam, suppose you take, so that actually even takes you to what is sort of described in the Upanishad as I was saying. Nadevascha nabhutya ishati. His mind itself has become that. So this is how we can think of it. Okay, now you read this. Svakshastadana shankaya vichalito vivasvato nirjaraha kotirojjala ratnadi pakalika nirajanam kurvate. दृष्ट्वा मुक्तिवधूस्तनोति निभृता श्रेष्ठं भवानी पते यच्चेतस्तव पादपद्मभजनं तस्येह किं दुर्लभम्. Okay, next verse. क्रीडार्थं सृजसि प्रपञ्चमखिलम्.
क्रीडार्थं सृजसि प्रपञ्चमखिलम्. क्रीडार्थं सृजसि प्रपञ्चमखिलम्.
Do not say सृजसि. सृजसि प्रपञ्चमखिलम्. क्रीडामृगास्ते जनाः. क्रीडामृगास्ते जनाः. क्रीडामृगास्ते जनाः. यत्कर्माचरितं मया च भवतः. यत्कर्माचरितं मया च भवतः. यत्कर्माचरितं मया च भवतः. प्रीति भवत्येव तत्. प्रीत्यै भवत्येव तत्. प्रीत्यै भवत्येव तत्. शम्भो स्वस्य कुतूहलस्य. शम्भो स्वस्य कुतूहलस्य. शम्भो स्वस्य कुतूहलस्य. करणम् अचेष्टितं निश्चितम्. करणम् अचेष्टितं निश्चितम्. करणम् अचेष्टितं निश्चितम्. तस्मान्मामकरक्षणं पशुपते. तस्मान्मामकरक्षणं पशुपते. तस्मान्मामकरक्षणं पशुपते. कर्तव्यमेव त्वया. कर्तव्यमेव त्वया. कर्तव्यमेव त्वया. This is an interesting verse where he says to Parameshwara, Tvaya kartavyameva, you have no other choice. Mahamaka rakshanam pashupate, Tvaya kartavyameva. So this is like telling a student, you have to complete this. So this is like that. Now, why is he saying? There should be some logic. He says, Kridartham srijasi prapancham akhilam. Akhilam prapancham. This entire prapancha is being created by you. Kridartham. For what? For what means Kridartham. So, Kridartham srijasi prapancham. Why not ascribe some other purpose? So if you ascribe any purpose, then there will be a problem. Okay. So Ishvara is supposed to be a Kritakrita. Kritakritya. So you cannot ascribe any purpose for doing this. So that itself is a very interesting discussion. So maybe I will touch upon if we find a couple of minutes towards the end. There is an Adhikarana in Brahma Sutra. Okay. Only exclusively meant with two sutras. Okay. The two sutras are, I'll just tell. Na prayojanavatvat. Repeat.
Na prayojanavatvat. Na prayojanavatvat.
Lokavattu lila kaivalyam.
Lokavattu lila kaivalyam. Lokavattu lila kaivalyam.
Okay. So this is first sutra is Purvapksha, second sutra is sort of implied Siddhanta with a simile. Okay. So this is the sutra which says, see, Lokavattu lila kaivalyam. Lila means Krida essentially. Okay. Now this is discussed among Shastras and then it is said, see, Kridartham srijasi. You just take it that way. Prapancham akhilam. Akhilam prapancham srijasi. So obviously this Bhu is also one of them. Okay. One part of the prapancha. And if you were creating this playfully, okay, Kridartham, just playing, then Krida Mrigaste Janaha, then obviously Prapanchantargatatvat, So we are fellows who are moving around. See, tree is also like that. But tree is a sthavara and we are jangama. And therefore mrigaha. Krida mrigaha. Krida mrigaha te janaha. So all janas are krida mrigaha. Therefore, he says, Yat karma charitam maya cha bhavatah priti bhavatyeva tat. Whatever karma that is being done by me. Yat karma acharitam maya cha. So it has to be necessarily pleasing you. Maya cha bhavatah priti bhavatyeva tat. Shambho swasya kutuhalasya karanam. Therefore, he says, kutuhala. Kutuhala is a nice word. What is kutuhala?
Curiosity.
Curiosity is correct. So curiosity is also a meaning that you can have. A certain inclination also you can have. You can give various shades of meaning, right? But then it is nicely defined as, see, in fact we have a phrase in Shakuntalam, right at the beginning. This Dushyanta would say, Athasti me Shakuntala darshanam prati kutuhalam. Athasti me Shakuntala darshanam prati kutuhalam. So this is how Kalidasa puts it. So a irresistible temptation to see something. So irresistible temptation. So when it goes to that, that is what you have call as kutuhalam. Shakuntala darshanam prati kutuhalam. I will give you the definition. You repeat. Ramyavastu samaloke.
Ramyavastu samaloke. Ramyavastu samaloke.
Lolata syat kutuhalam.
Lolata syat kutuhalam. Lolata syat kutuhalam.
Ramyavastu samaloke, a thing of beauty. Ramyavastu samaloke, lolata syat kutuhala. Lolata means irresistible temptation that you have. Okay? Again and again there is a feeling that we have to see, we have to experience. This is what is called kutuhala. It may be experienced one, it need not be. So then also it is a kutuhala. Okay? Curiosity in that sense. Lolatasyat kutuhalam. Okay. Now he says, Shambho swasya kutuhalasya karanam acheshtitam nishchitam. If we were to go by Shastra that you have created the world, in fact even in Mandukya, I think somewhere in the second thing, there is Kridarthamiti cha pare bhogartham srishtirithyam kridarthamiti cha pare. There are various things. Devasya ishasvabhavoyam. So there are various places where you find this description that the prapancha has been created just for the sake of play. Okay? In the sense of conveying that, okay? So that there is nothing which has to be gained by this. Okay. Now, Shambho swasya kutuhalasya karanam. Karanam means asadharanam karanam karanam. This is what we say. Okay. So I am a very, very special cause for the generation of kutuhala in you. Okay. Shambho swasya kutuhalasya karanam. What is karanam? Macheshtitam. Okay. Macheshtitam nishchitam. Macheshtitam nishchitam. So why go up to that? So this bala cheshtita when you see, so you have generated, the boy is saying, so that gives you immense kutuhala. So at that age, so this immense kutuhala will be there. Okay. Macheshtitam nishchitam. Therefore, he says, since I have been a a source of joy for you, and you have benefited from me, so you have no other goal, okay, but to protect me. Okay, tasman mamaka rakshanam pashupate kartavyameva tvaya shambho swasya kutuhalasya karanam maccheshtitam nishchitam tasmat mamaka rakshanam pashupate kartavyameva tvaya. In fact, this word kutuhalam, I was just looking at the derivation. It's something which will be useful for you to know. So this kutum halati iti kutuhalam. This is how this is derived. And this word kutu is a very special usage. Okay. So this kutu is used to refer to charmamaya sneha patram. Charmamaya sneha patram means in those days before, think of long back. Long back, people used to create bags out of charma, animal charma. They will stitch, and then they will carry various things in that. So if you think of a bag stitched, okay, and like our plastic bag, so oil, so suppose you take 1 liter oil, plastic, top, it will keep on oscillating. You understand? So similarly, this hridaya is oscillating. You understand? Kutuhala, out of the desire to see something. That is why he is saying, no? Athasti me shakuntala darshanam prati kutuhalam means, so Dushyantasya hridayam halati. Like what? Like the oil in the bag. So unstable. So there is, the hridaya is just like this. That is how they present the derivation of the word kutuhalam. Okay. Sa charmamayam sneha patramiva hridayam halati. Kutumiva halati. Okay, kutuhalam. Okay, so that is the derivation of the word kutuhala. So here, shambho swasya kutuhalasya karanam acheshtitam nishchitam tasman mamaka rakshanam pashupati. There is nothing which is very difficult in the word. They are all very simple words. Therefore, I will just take you to this sutra and then read a couple of sentences in the bhashya. This is in the Dvitiya Adhyaya. Okay. So Prathama Pada, Sutra 33. So Sutra 32 is na prayojanavatvat. I will just give you the context. The context is, in the Brahma Sutra, the first Adhyaya is Jagat Karanatvam Nirupayati Brahmana. The second Adhyaya, it is Abadhyatvam. Karanatvam, Abadhyatvam, Upayatvam, Upeyata. These are the 4 contents of the chapters, 4 chapters. So here, Naprayojanavatvat. So is the first sutra wherein he says, so you describe Brahma as avapta samasta kama, and if you say that the prapancha is created by him, it's Brahma Jagat Karanam you are saying. Okay? If it is created, then there should be some prayojana, because we know prayojanam anuddishya namandvapi pravartate, and therefore the Brahmana Jagat Karanatvam, whatever you say, that seems to be not acceptable to me because of the description of Brahman. Okay? So there the uttara that is being said, lokavattu lila kaivalyam. Tu basically refers to the nirasa of the akshepa. Okay. So lokavattu lila kaivalyam. There I'll just read one sentence. See, yatha loke kasyachit aptaishanasya rajnyaha. Understand? Aptaishanasya rajnyaha rajamatyasya va vidhiriktam kinchit prayojanam. अनभि प्रयोजनम् अनभिसन्धाय केवलं लीलारूपाः प्रवृत्तयः विहारेषु भवन्ति. क्रीडाविहारेषु भवन्ति. Just keep moving. Viharesh. There are various activities which they perform, for which we do not find any sort of specific prayojana. Okay. Vihareshu bhavanti. Yatha cha. The other thing that he says is Uchvasa nishvasadayah anabhisandhaya bahyam kinchit prayojanam svabhavadeva sambhavanti. Svabhavadeva sambhavanti. निश्वासादयः. एवं ईश्वरस्य अपि अनपेक्ष्य किञ्चित् प्रयोजनान्तरं स्वभावादेव केवलं लीलारूपा प्रवृत्तयः भवन्ति. So this is how लीलारूपा प्रवृत्तिः परमेश्वरस्यापि भवति. Okay. So there are, one can ask questions and then one can give samadhana. I am just giving you the hint. So, why Bhagavad Pada here says Kridartham Srijasi Prapanchamakhilam. The Shastrartha he is just taking and then presenting it as a beautiful poetry to us. So, Kridartham Srijasi Prapanchamakhilam. Therefore, Krida Mrigaste Janaha. And because of that, yat karma charitam maya cha bhavataha prikyi bhavatyeva tat. Because nobody will do any anishta by himself. Shambho swasya kutuhalasya karanam acheshtitam nishchitam tasmaham mamaka-rakshanam pashupati kartavyameva tvaya. Okay. We'll stop here. Sarve Krisantu, Sarve Santu Niramayaha, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kaschit